Well, thanks so much for talking with us today. I'm so excited because we do have a lot of friends that use ThunderShirt. Can you start by talking about some of the tension triggers we should look for in pets?
Yeah, absolutely. Dogs and cats are a neurotic bunch, just like people. There are a wide variety of different symptoms. There are the things that are somewhat obvious, like shaking, panting, drooling. Hiding in a bathtub is one of the most common places dogs go when they're anxious, or bolting from the home, of course. But there are also not so obvious symptoms. Two of the most common would be constant licking and constant yawning, which a lot of people might misidentify. But those are actually anxiety symptoms. Anxiety is a huge problem in the United States. Dog owners are spending over $1 billion a year trying to cope with it.
Wow. So I know I've heard that you actually created ThunderShirt because your own dog had a fear of loud noises. Can you tell us a little bit about how you came up with your solution?
Sure. My own dog, who's 12 years old now, she's been afraid of thunder and fireworks since she was a puppy. And frequently during nighttime storms, I'd wake up with a 50-pound dog standing on my chest, vibrating and miserable. And we did what most people do. We visited our veterinarian and dog trainer, but to make a long story short, nothing was working for us until a friend of the family suggested putting on a snug-fitting wrap, which is what a ThunderShirt is. It applies gentle, constant pressure around the torso of a dog. It's like swaddling an infant, and most animals respond very well to that. We have over an 80% success rate with ThunderShirt. And we tried it on our dog one night, a homemade version, and it was remarkable. She calmed right down.
Wow, that's super. And then I've heard, are there some other proven ways to prepare anxiety-ridden pets for stressful events? Like, of course, as we know, 4th of July is coming up. There's going to be a lot of fireworks everywhere. So how can we make them feel more secure?
That's a very important question with the 4th of July. The day after the 4th is the most busy time in most shelters across the country with lost dogs and other issues. We like to recommend, number one, make sure you have an up-to-date ID with your dog, whether it's microchipping or just an old-style tag with an up-to-date phone number or email. Try to keep your pet inside around the 4th of July as much as possible, starting 3 or 4 days before, since a lot of neighbors might start the fireworks a little bit early, and create a comfortable, quiet place in the interior of your house, just to lessen the noise impacts.
Yeah, that was a really good point, because I've heard that too, that the day after 4th of July is the busiest day for shelters. And speaking of that, so I've also heard that you do a lot to give back to local shelters, and there are ways that like folks can get involved too. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Oh yeah, I mean, shelters always need help. I mean, there's so many dogs coming into the system all the time. I'm sitting here in the Atlanta Humane Society, and they place over 7,000 pets every year, just in the 2 facilities they have here. So I mean, the biggest thing we recommend is just go down to your local shelter and ask what they need. They always need help with volunteers. They always need help with funding. Anxiety is a huge problem in the shelters since a lot of dogs are actually abandoned because they have anxiety, and it's just a stressful environment to begin with for animals. So to help with that, we've donated over 20,000 ThunderShirts over the last 2 years just to help shelters cope.
Wow, that's terrific. So if folks want more information, where can they go?
You can absolutely ask your veterinarian or trainer, or easier yet, you can go to ThunderShirt.com, and there's a wealth of information there, including videos and case studies posted by trainers that have experience with ThunderShirt. And we're available in most pet stores across the country, including PetSmarts and Petco's.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Phil. We really appreciate it. It's great timing right before the 4th of July.
Thank you. I really enjoyed it.